What's up, YouTube? Video 3 in this 6-week series. Today's Tuesday. I'm roughly 5 weeks out from the competition. I still don't know exactly what day I'll be competing on yet. They haven't released the pre-schedule yet. That's supposed to come out within the next few days. So this week for sure I'll know either what day I'm competing, or they'll at least give me like a 2-day ballpark of what day I'm competing on. The actual schedule letting you know exactly what time and everything you're competing on won't come out until I believe the 13th, which is the day before it actually starts. So I won't know the exact details until then, but I'll definitely know what day or days I could be competing on coming up pretty soon. Based on past years and the way the schedule's worked, I should be competing somewhere between Monday and Wednesday. With this year, with it being COVID, who knows what it could be like, but still roughly 5 weeks out no matter how you spin it. Last week went well. Like I said in my last video, I tweaked my thumb. I didn't think in the last video, I actually said in the last video that I wasn't going to roll that night, that I was probably either not going to train or drill. I was actually able to get in some rolling. My thumb didn't bother me. I just kind of altered how I was gripping. Last night went very well. I didn't get a chance to work out yesterday, but I actually got to train. I wish I could have got some video of last night. It was a really good session last night. We did a lot of triangle drills from guard, and then we had some good positional sparring, and then we finished off with like one round of a normal sparring session. So that went really well. Today, I'm going to get in a HIIT workout shortly, probably something like assault bike, push-ups. I might add some other things to it, I'm not sure. I'm trying to do things now that, you know, it's a good workout, but, you know, something to activate muscle. You know, like I like doing push-ups a lot, air squats, handstand push-ups, things like that where I can get, you know, some good muscular benefit to it, but do it in a format, like a functional training format where I'm also getting some cardio in. I'll still be doing regular gym sessions where I'm just doing, you know, basic, you know, set of 10, set of 5, set of 15, rest a minute. You know, I'll still be doing some things like that, but I want to start getting in a little more HIIT style training, because that way I can kind of kill two birds with one stone, and I can get some good, I want to say cardio, but actually the term muscular endurance is what comes to mind. A lot of people will see someone compete and say, oh, they have good cardio. Sometimes that term I don't think is used correctly. This is just my opinion. You could be really strong and you could have really good cardio, but you might not have good muscular endurance. Like when you're really like tired, are you still strong? Like, there are people that I used to work out with in the gym that were stronger than me, like big bodybuilder guys, like really big, like steroided out dudes that could outlift me. But as the workout went on, I got stronger than them. It's not that I got stronger, they just got weaker because they had no muscular endurance. So I'm trying to do more things getting closer to the competition that's going to incorporate, you know, some cardio-based stuff, some strength-based stuff, but some muscular endurance-based stuff. Because when I'm, you know, my rounds for my category are 5 minutes. It doesn't sound like a long time, but if you don't train, you'd be shocked how long 5 minutes is of grappling. I want to still be strong, you know, 4 minutes and 55 seconds into the round. So I'm trying to add a little more of that in as I approach this competition. There's really no off season for me with Jiu-Jitsu because there's competitions all the time, but I'm treating this competition obviously you know, a little more different than the past, and actually trying to do like a quote unquote fight camp where I'm trying to peek into the competition with how I train instead of just doing you know, keeping it pretty straightforward throughout the year. I'm actually trying to peak for this because this is Master World, so this is obviously for me at my age, this is the Olympics. So this is my dream to win. So I'm going to do everything I can, you know, to prepare myself. If I lose, it's because the person was better than me. I definitely will show up my best. So win or lose, I won't look back and say, oh, you could have eaten different, or oh, you should have trained this way. No, I'm 100% doing everything to my knowledge, you know, the best of my ability to prepare for this. So sorry to be long-winded, but that's going to wrap up this portion of the video. I'll see you shortly whenever I figure out exactly what I'm doing for my workout, and then it's kind of boring to film the whole thing. So when I'm doing like some functional stuff, you're just going to get some snippets of it. So I'll film a little piece of that, and then I'll try and, whatever I end up doing, I'll try and explain it afterwards in the follow-up video. So until then, I'll see ya. So I'm going for a nice cool down walk now after that workout. It's pretty straightforward, simple workout, but it's one of those that it's a lot harder than you think, especially if you push it. I mean, you can make it an easy workout if you don't push the pace. But I warm up on the assault bike just for a few minutes just to get warmed up. Once the workout starts, it's 10 calories on the assault bike, immediately into 10 push-ups for 10 rounds, but push the pace. I try and keep the wattage on the assault bike no lower than 350 at any point. If possible, try to keep it around 400 plus. For a lot of the workout, I was up around, 480, low 500s. I'm not trying to go as hard as I can, because if I went all out 100%, I wouldn't make it 10 rounds. That's why I set a goal, try and keep it around 350 plus on the wattage, and then sprint the the push-ups. But that's one of those workouts that it'll really get you. I'm a firm believer in push-ups. I think they're a great exercise. And then I think of all the forms of cardio, especially for HIIT, I think that the assault bike is the best. Treadmill, it's kind of hard to do HIIT. Like if you want to walk and then sprint, it's a pain to have to hit the button up so many times to boost the level. Same thing with the elliptical. If I'm going to sprint on the elliptical, I need to make the resistance harder. So then I'm sitting there messing with that button. Rowing, you can definitely do that with rowing. Rowing's a good exercise. But I'd argue that with rowing, yeah, you're getting cardio for sure. And you're getting back and biceps. But I don't really think you're getting any legs, because the scooting back, you're not really using any legs. You might argue that you are, but there's really no resistance there, on the part that's sliding back. There's no pushing, so you're not working any chest, shoulder, tricep at all. With the assault bike, you're getting legs, you're getting push and pull, and you never have to mess with any resistance buttons. So you can control the pace at all times. So I think the assault bike is the best. I know we used to always say, when I used to train CrossFit, we used to always say the assault bike always wins. So that was today's workout, short and sweet. It's around 1 or 2 now, I believe. I'm about to get in a late lunch. I slept in this morning, so I didn't eat breakfast until about 10 o'clock. So I'm about to eat lunch now. Normally, I would eat 2 cups of rice and some steak. I need to drop about 2 kilos, and I don't want to do that at the last minute. So I'm kind of wanting to go ahead and get weight where it needs to be. and then just coast in and not have to worry about anything last minute. So this morning, no clothes, right out of bed. I woke up at 221. I'm allowed to be 222 with gi, but my gi weighs about 4.5 pounds. Let's just say 5 pounds. So if I can be 222, that means I need to be no higher than say 217 to be safe, because not all scales are the same. So I want to be under 217. I'd like to see 215, 216, and then I'd just be really comfortable, because I'm going to be flying in from Brazil to Orlando, and sometimes you hold water on the flight. So even though I'll get there a little bit early, I don't want to be dealing with any water retention coming in at the end. So yeah, I'd like to go ahead and get on weight now if possible. Well, it is possible, but so go ahead and do that now. I'd say within the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops. You know, nothing drastic, but just cut calories a little bit until I get there. Maybe pull calories back 300, 400, 500 a day tops. So with that said, instead of 2 cups of rice and steak, I'm about to do 1.5 cups of rice and some chicken. So that 1/2 cup of rice that I'm not eating, that is roughly 20 to 25 grams of carbs. So let's just say I'm cutting 80 to 100 calories right there. And then the chicken is only about 5-6 grams of fat. That steak that I eat is about 15. So I'm taking away another roughly 100 calories there. So I'm cutting roughly 200 calories just by changing up this meal a little bit. So you do that over the course of a couple meals a day, you don't really notice a lot of difference. But if I did that, 400 calories today over the course of a week, that's 2,800 calories. It's about 3/4 pound right there. So this isn't an exact science, I don't think. But if you want to lose about 1 pound a week, you need to be about 3,500 calories. Deficit would be losing 1 pound. So if I stay somewhere in the 400, 500 calorie range a day, pulling that out, I'm going to cut that pound. Not to mention, I'm going to be doing a little more HIIT cardio, getting ready for this. So I'm going to be burning extra calories there. So it's pretty safe to say I'm going to pull at least 1 pound out a week. And my training's going to ramp up, going into this, or not going into this because I'm currently in this, but it's definitely ramping up over the next few weeks. Like I said, I'm 5 weeks out. I don't know the exact day I'm competing, but probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in there. So it's safe to say I'm about 5 weeks out exactly. I'll just drill probably the last 2 weeks. Probably won't do much rolling. So yeah, everything's going smooth so far. I just need to stay healthy, train smart, keep my diet going good, and everything should go the way it should. So we'll see what happens. The only thing I can do is hope to perform my best. I don't pray for victory. I just pray to do my best. God has no favorites. So he doesn't want me to win any more than he wants my opponent to win. So I never think God shows favorites in victory. So we'll see what happens. So I'm not sure what else I'll film today. I'll try and get in some filming tonight, maybe something this afternoon. I'm not sure yet. So until then, I'll see ya. So here I am rolling with my friend Gabrielle, who's a purple belt at my academy. As you can see, I just had a cross grip and I tried to drop down for the takedown and he defended well, but I did like a modified, I guess you'd say like half Nelson, controlling his shoulder there again, still controlling his shoulder, basically using like wrestling to get him down. So far in competition, I've been able to get most people down with that takedown without them being able to defend it. I roll with Gabriel a lot. He knows some of my favorite positions, and he knows what to expect in most cases. Right now, I'm doing a lot of competition style training. Typically, when I'm in the academy, I'll work some of my favorite positions here and there, but I try to do a lot of new things. I always go for submissions. With Master Worlds coming up, for competition-based stuff, sometimes it's good to play the point strategy. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but a win is a win. So, a gold medal doesn't say if you won it by points or by submission. So, in this role, I'll eventually get the submission, but sometimes when I do roles like this, depending on how things are going, I will play the points game. I'm here because I've passed. Here I transitioned to north-south, and if you see my left hand going over his left arm, I'm grabbing his collar behind his neck. I'm trying to set up what's called a paper cutter choke. So I have that grip. Now my right arm is on his collar. I just dropped my elbow to the mat and pushed out and got the choke. A lot of people set this choke up from side control. The problem with that, in my opinion, it's still a great choke. I personally don't set the choke up from side control because the opponent normally sees the choke coming. When you're getting that grip, it's a little more telegraphed. From north-south, I found that I can get my grips and the opponent doesn't really feel like, I'm about to get, choked with a paper cutter. It just feels like I'm getting my grip. But what I'm really doing is setting that up. So now we've started roll number 2. We just had a scramble. We got way across the mat. So now we're just coming back to reset. I got the takedown. So now we're just going to start back in closed guard. So here, I'm just basically trying to break his grip. Actually, no. Instead of breaking the grip, I'm actually underhooking his ankle, and I'm going to try and pass. Normally, I would scoop the ankle over, but here, I've got under. Yes, so there I'm going under to scoop. He's really good at inverting. This time I was able to get it. I controlled the hips, and then I was able to pass directly to mount. Normally, with Gabriel, he inverts, and a lot of times if I can throw his leg over, he'll get to his base, and then it looks like basically a wrestling match. I'm behind him like you would start in a wrestling match, like say second period or something if your opponent's down. Like the turtle position, I guess you would say in Jiujitsu. This time I was actually able to pass directly to mount. You can't see in the video here, but I almost had a head and arm choke locked up. We're right at the very edge of the mat, so right here I'm trying to pull him back in so we can start back. Now, as you can see, I'm in half guard. The round doesn't have a lot left. This is a situation where, honestly, I am somewhat trying to pass, and eventually I do pass. But sometimes in cases like this, like I know I'm up on points. I got the takedown. That's 2 points. I've already passed to half guard and had head control. So there's an advantage. So in this roll, I'm already up, was already up 2-0. Okay, the roll is over. So I was already up 2-0, had the advantage. So at that point, I was just playing to not lose position. She's had 2 classes in English, so she's going to try to explain in English how to pass my guard.
I am here, inside guard. My breath, my knee, and My here. Your knee. My knee. Okay, show. My knee. My hook. Your leg. My pressure.
Pressure.
My shoulder. Pressure. Your